Hello everyone, welcome back to Machine Learning Fundamentals. This is Module 1, Video 1. In this session, we will study the types of machine learning, the learning outcome. By the end of this video, we will be able to explain how machines learn from the data, and we will be able to distinguish between the various types of learning such as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and the reinforcement learning. Now we'll have a quick recall what we did in the previous video. So in that particular module, the last one, we in the last video we learned the types of problems a machine learning can solve. So now the question comes, how does the machine learn? So this is what the learning type describe, how it learns. So there's an important clarification, as I gave this in the previous video also. I'm repeating it. So problem type versus machine, that was the learning type. So problem type is what is the output. So this we did in the previous video. That is the classification, regression, clustering, and prediction. Now in terms of learning type, it tells us how the model learns. So in that case, we have supervised learning, unsupervised, and we will see semi-supervised learning and reinforcement learning. Now what is supervised learning? So the core idea is, in case of supervised learning, we have learning with the labeled data. So here we are given the input and the correct output. So model, it learns from this input and the output. It maps this. It sees how the input is mapped to the output, how the mapping is done. So the model learns from that. So in case of supervised learning, we provide the input data and also the correct answers, and the model learns from these examples. Now for example, we have suppose a machine and we have a trainer, and here we have some training data sets and we have some testing data sets. So how the trainer trains? So trainer shows a data and tells the label that this is apple, then shows another data, and it tells it is orange. So this is the output, and then tells it's the mango. So this training is not only done on single data but a large amount of data sets of the same type. Then after the training is complete, the machine, it creates a pattern. It creates a mapping, whatever the input and output was shown. So input was shown and output was it was shown what the output is. So the machine, it creates a model. Now the testing is done. Now the trainer asks what this is. So the machine says it is orange. Then the second one, this testing is done. What is this? The machine, it recollects the pattern, the mapping, and tells it is mango. And finally the third one, the apple. So this is how the machine learning takes place in case of supervised learning. So here we have the examples of supervised learning. For example, detecting the spam mails, then house price predictions, then disease diagnosis. So classification and regression. So here we see house price prediction comes under the category of regression. So almost this classification, regression, they are come under the category of supervised learning. Now next is unsupervised learning. The core idea is, in case of unsupervised learning, there are no labels. We are not given what the output is. We are only given the input data. Now the machine, it discovers the hidden structure. So we do not provide the correct answers. The model finds patterns on its own. So let us see an example. So suppose we have this data sets. Okay, these are the various data sets. I have used some triangle, square, a rectangle, as well as a circle. So this is unlabeled data. Okay, we know this, but machine does not know. We are not telling machine what this is. Okay, now the machine will discover the various patterns. Okay, it uses some some algorithm to discover the patterns, and based on this, it will create this. We can say clusters. So cluster 1, it will see this all triangles are together. So triangle we know, but this is the name we know. So this is cluster 2 and cluster 3. So based on the hidden patterns, it discovers the patterns and makes 3 clusters out of this. So the examples of unsupervised learning is customer segmentation, then document grouping, and anomaly detection. So these are the simple example of unsupervised learning. So clustering is a classical example of unsupervised learning. So we learned about clustering. So unsupervised learning, actually clustering is an example of unsupervised learning. Now next is semi-supervised learning. So what is semi-supervised? In sometimes learning with labeled, we have some labeled data as well as unlabeled data. We are having both the data. So in suppose we have some few labeled data and many unlabeled data. So we need to combine both the approaches, supervised as well as unsupervised, because labeling data every time is not possible. It becomes expensive. So sometimes we have small labeled data set and a large unlabeled data set. So semi-supervised learning, it uses both. So how does it work? So again, here we have some data sets. Okay. So we know this, that we have this triangle. This we know that this feature is, the label is triangle. This feature circle. The label is circle. The shape. Okay. So here we have some labeled as well as unlabeled data set. So two labeled, as we can see, triangle and circle, but we also have some unlabeled data set. So it discovers the pattern, and then it creates, we can say, three classes. Okay, class 1, class 2, and then a third is the unlabeled group. So it knows this belongs to the label triangle. It classifies it. Then it also creates one unlabeled group. So this is the essence of what we have. We have, you can see, the labeled data as well as unlabeled. So labeled is class 1, class 2, and unlabeled is the third one. So this is example of semi-supervised learning. Like in case we have 100 labeled medical images and we have 10,000 unlabeled images. So this, to get the output, we use both to improve the accuracy. Now the last one is the reinforcement learning. Now what is the core idea behind reinforcement learning is, it is learning by interaction. And the agent, here we have the agent. So agent learns by itself. So either the agent gets a reward or a penalty. So it is like a trial and error. So the agent will take some actions. So either it will get some positive feedback or a negative feedback, and based on that, it learns by itself. So here also, in case of reinforcement learning, there is no direct labels. So model learns by receiving the feedback. For example, here, suppose we have this as a bullseye on the right side, we can see, and there is a shooter, okay, who is throwing the arrows towards that particular bullseye. The aim is to hit that bullseye. So it aims and actually fires that arrow. So because the arrow is not hitting the target, so there is a penalty of -1. So now the agent, it adjusts its position and then fires again. Okay. Now after firing, it hits the bullseye. So now the reward is +10. So in the previous we saw the reward was there was a penalty. So it knows it has done some wrong thing. So now it adjusts its position and then again hits the arrow and it hits the bullseye. So there is a reward of +10. So these are these examples of learning. So how the reinforcement learning works. Now let us see the examples of reinforcement learning. Game playing AI. Okay, so suppose we have some agent which is playing some games. Then we have robotics. Then the third is the self-driving systems. Now this is a comparison table. As we can see on the left side, we have the learning types. So supervised learning, we have the label is available, and the main goal is the mapping between the input and output. In supervised learning, there is no label available. So the main goal is to discover the hidden pattern. And in semi-supervised learning, we have a label. There are few labels are available, and here we have labeled as unlabeled data. So the main goal is to use limited labels to improve learning. And finally, we have the reinforcement. Here we don't have labels, but we have some reward and penalty in form of feedback. So the main goal is to learn optimal strategy, the best possible. So how do we know the model learned correctly or not? Okay. So a model may learn from the training data, of course, but will it work on new unseen data? We don't know about that. So this leads to the next topic we will do in the next video, training, testing and generalization. So that we will do in the next lecture. Do join us. Thanks for watching.